The purpose of collaborative law is to help parties find a solution and reach an agreement with a real commitment to avoiding court. The real commitment is to not going to court and to finding an answer and a solution outside of the court process. One thing that's particularly important if you have children is that you can be good co-parents without all the animosity. Going to court is a very formal setting with a judge sitting and looking at you and telling you what to do. And it takes the control out of your hands to an extent because it's very much in the hands of the courts, both in terms of timescales, but also in terms of outcome. The benefit to collaborative law is that you and your partner will find the solution between yourselves, and so you're much more in control of the process, and it's dealt with in a much more familiar setting. I think the collaborative process is just a much nicer process than going to court. It's generally less stressful. It's usually a lot cheaper. Most people come out of it the other side feeling less hatred and anger towards their partner as they might do through court. Many people feel that they can still be, on some level, friends at the end of it. You both have input into the outcome and you both have that within your control rather than leaving it in the hands of a judge who doesn't know you. I think a lot of people sometimes ask the question of, well, why is it any different to mediation and why shouldn't I just go to mediation? I think it's a fair point. It does use a similar model, but one of the key benefits, well, I suppose there's two main key benefits to the collaborative process. The first of those is that you always have your lawyer by your side, which can really be helpful in giving a person confidence to deal with their case. But the second, and perhaps more important, is that some people go to mediation, they can't find a solution, and they still end up in court anyway. Whereas if you use the collaborative process, everybody makes a real commitment to not going to court, and you can't use the same lawyers and go to court. So that's really what makes it different and really puts the focus on finding an answer instead of just opting for court if it gets a bit difficult. And that's really positive in my view. The court process can be really damaging potentially to a separating couple. If you're already on difficult terms and you then have to face the other person in court, potentially be cross-examined by their lawyer, and have all of the history brought up and potentially used against you, that doesn't really help anybody. And it certainly doesn't help you in the future, particularly if you have children together. The collaborative process is a much more, is a calmer environment, and we can have other professionals in place to help support you as well, whether that's a family consultant, some therapy, or some other professionals who might be able to assist in making it a smoother process. It's also the job of the lawyers to sit and keep things as calm as possible and to help you talk constructively instead of tearing into each other and raking up the past. A lot of people have the misconception that collaborative law is only for people who are on really good terms, who will be able to reach an agreement really quickly, but that's not actually the case. We carry out very careful assessment at the start of the process to determine whether you're suitable for collaborative law. And actually, the vast majority of people could use it as an option. It's maybe not suitable if you have a particularly controlling ex-partner, or there's no trust at all in terms of the financial position. But actually, for most other people, there's no real reason why the collaborative process couldn't work.